How's it going, guys? PaulG here, also the retired guy. And I want to talk about today some things that pop up in our heads a lot of times. And I know there's a lot of you out there that are going to feel the same thing because I've felt it for years. In fact, I even take medicine for it. Anyway, uh, let's go back to the beginning. I was at the doctor's office one time and I had these problems with, I call them voices for a while that are in my head. They keep coming up. Here's a tidbit of information when you're at the doctor. Don't ask the doctor, if there's a way that you can quiet some of the voices that are in your head. Yeah. So he thinks you're, kind of Looney Tunes. Not a good idea. Anyway, and they're not actually voices. But, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you don't feel these, but you get these thoughts, and the thoughts can be depressing. They can be negative. They can be a lot of things. And they also can cause you to get into a vicious circle of, for example, let's say that I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to pick up eggs. So now on the way to the store, I start thinking about, as soon as I get to the store, I need to get home because I'm going to have to write that report that I needed. But before I write the report, I do need to pick up those other things. And then, shit, I forgot I needed to write that paper. In your mind, it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. And it just never shuts up for the most part. So, back in the day, when I had a tendency to smoke a little weed when I was in my 20s, let's just say. Well, let's just leave it at that. Anyway, it can take that away. So I thought, well, that's kind of cool. But I didn't want to really smoke weed anymore. I kind of wanted to get something that would maybe help. Not sure medicine was the answer, but that's what ended up happening with me. They gave me this pill called Wellbutrin, and it does quiet it. It keeps that what if constantly happening. Now, it's not necessarily extremely negative, but negative's there. Because what if this doesn't happen? Then what are you going to do? And you can constantly worry about, if you're going to go to the store, what if it rains? What if it snows while you get there? How are you going to get out? How are you going to get home? And then, are the roads going to be safe? You just second guess yourself over and over and over. And I can tell you from previous experiences, it's not necessarily a fun life to live. So it's good to kind of cut those out of there if you can. And you can do it a variety of ways. But now, if you go to the doctor and you're talking to a doctor, you can tell the doctor that it's like you constantly have thoughts that lean towards what if this happens or what if that happens, and I can't do this because if I do that, this could happen, even though none of it ever happens. But you think about it, and that Wellbutrin calms that down. Now, today they have things called gummies. Gummies do the same thing. You don't have to take the whole thing. You only need a little bit. Like if you take, for example, the ones that I use, they come in a little round circle, and I cut that circle in half. Then I cut each half in half, and then I cut those in half. So I'm taking like an eighth, maybe, and that's all it needs to be, and they're gone. You don't have that issue. But there's some of you out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you don't ever have it, and you've never heard of it, great. But if you have, and I know from talking with other people that there's a lot of us out there that have it. And I don't know if it's just guys or if women have it. So it'd be cool if you leave a comment if you're a woman and you have the same thing, or if you're a dude and you have it, what experiences did you have with it? And are you still having it? Anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about because it can really kind of screw up your life because it's hard for you to focus on things. And even if it's positive, those what ifs can really trump any of your positive thoughts that you try to have. So if you can get those out of your head, just the what ifs, then you can work on cutting out some of the negatives. And once you've done that, life is a lot better. Even if nothing else changes, life's better because you don't have that crap rolling around your head. And I do hope this helps you because growing up, I had it a lot and it's easy to get rid of it. And once you get rid of it, you're a lot more productive and you actually feel better. You're more of a happy guy because you don't have those thoughts. Anyway, do hope you like it. If you can, hit whatever's there, a heart or a like, something. And how about subscribing or following? Because I'm going to do a lot more of different things like this where I'm just going to tell you what I went through and hopefully it'll keep you from going through it. You guys, all of you out there that's listening to this, I know they tell you to talk to single people, and I'm talking to a bunch of you because I know there's a bunch of you out there that could be feeling this. So take her easy, try and get rid of those things for you, and you're going to have an amazing life. I know you will. Later. Bye.